Why post the photo? If you don't want the likes, the comments, the thirst, the simps, the haters, all of the above, don't post the photo. You post that, you're looking for all of.
In today's sports landscape, athletes are no longer just defined by their performance on the court, they're also defined by the images they project off it. The conversation has shifted dramatically. Why post a picture if you're not ready to collect the likes, comments, and all the attention, both positive and negative, that inevitably follow? This debate is nowhere more prominent than in women's basketball, where the allure of social media has sometimes overshadowed the raw competitiveness of the game. For some, every Instagram post, every red carpet appearance, and every seemingly candid moment is a chance to build a personal brand. But then, what does it say when a player's off-court persona begins to rival their on-court performance? This question has become particularly urgent with the contrasting stories of two rising stars in the WNBA, one whose focus appears to be drifting into the realms of digital fame, and another whose relentless work ethic remains firmly anchored in basketball. Fundamentals. Before we get into the specifics of today's discussion, let's take a closer look at the story that is forming our league today, where digital culture and athletic excellence collide in ways that could define the sport's future.
Fun, rewarding, and also interesting to watch these younger athletes step into their professional careers. Obviously, Caitlin and Angel are two great examples.
In an age where every athlete's social media feed serves as a window into their personality and lifestyle, every image shared online makes a statement. It's not just a moment captured on camera. It's a conscious decision to elicit scrutiny, praise, or even criticism. Posting a picture is like putting your personal flag into the public eye, and for many, this flag represents more than simply self-expression. It's a determined decision to when a player enters the digital arena, they elicit a wide range of responses. Garner enjoys comments and never-ending discussions regarding one's image versus one's influence on the court. Some people applaud the artistry of self-expression and personal branding, while others criticize our sport's emphasis on outside approval rather than on merited accomplishments. According to Pulse, the main concern is striking the correct balance between developing one's image and committing to the game's art, not whether athletes should have lives outside of basketball.
These athletes are thinking about themselves as businesses, as brands. And it's amazing because they're carrying that with them to the W.
It's a difficult balancing act because while developing a personal brand can lead to opportunities for endorsements and even influence future generations, there's a chance that spending too much time creating an online persona could take away from the daily grind of skill development and training. How much is too much? And what happens when the scales tilt too much in one direction are still unanswered questions. Let's begin with the athlete who has lately emerged as the face of the social media phenomenon, whose every ensemble and Instagram post seem to create as much buzz as her on-court performances.
How can you wear that and also complain and post it and also complain that you don't like being sexualized?
Angel Reese, who goes by a moniker that reflects her glitzy public persona, has taken to social media with an ardor that occasionally verges on theatricality. It seems as though every picture she shares is a full-on performance meant to captivate a viewership thirsty for drama, style, and controversy. Regarding her most recent escape, a red carpet appearance and a bold ensemble that divided minds, Angel's journey into the world of digital fame is both interesting and terribly troubling to some onlookers, leaving both admirers and critics questioning their heads. There was a time when her fashion choices, rather than her athletic prowess, were the main focus. 1 minute, she seemed to be vying for attention with every cut and curve of her attire, and the next, she was compelled to withdraw online, removing posts and attempting to refocus her image in response to outcry from people who thought that the emphasis should be entirely on her performance in the paint.
What is the take here?
You know, it's funny. I just did another show right before this one, and we talked about how this younger generation just wants to cry and be victims.
This isn't the first time Angel's online antics have taken center stage in recent months. Her social media feeds are a collection of heavily edited videos, off-kilter selfies, and posts that occasionally seem more suited for a fashion magazine than a basketball highlight reel. Critics contend that rather than focusing her energy on honing her craft on the court, she's choosing to chase clout off it. For every red carpet event or Instagram story full of chic poses, there's a growing chorus of voices questioning whether her priorities have shifted too far away from the fundamentals of basketball. Many fans have noted that while her personal branding is eye-catching, it has occasionally come at the expense of the buzz surrounding her off-court. Court life has been so demanding that it frequently obscures her true talent on the court. If this pattern persists, there is concern.
You want to wear it, you feel great about it, you got a great body, you play in the WNBA, but you cannot cry. You cannot say anything. I mean, have you seen some of her TikTok posts? Like, she's literally held up and...
She follows a strict and systematic training schedule. It takes more than just honing your three-point shooting or developing your mid-range floater. While Caitlyn's off-court activities may include charitable work and community engagements, which attest to her desire to give back, these never take away from her primary focus of becoming a more complete player. Caitlyn is constantly re-examining every aspect of her game, from strength training sessions that would challenge even seasoned pros to drills that push her ball handling skills to the limit. Caitlyn's strategy serves as a sobering reminder that the path to greatness is fraught with unlike those who periodically exchange training time for a quick Instagram browse. She makes a conscious effort to fix her deficiencies, hone her skills, and develop into the player she wants to be every single moment she spends in the gym. Gloria has made the decision to put long-term success ahead of short-term online fame, and by doing so, she sets a strong example for both her colleagues and potential followers. While her on-court exploits continue to astound fans with their inventiveness and accuracy, it's her off-court dedication that really makes her stand out. When you watch her practice, you're witnessing a transformation that emphasizes the idea that greatness isn't an accident, but the result of countless hours of deliberate, focused work. Her dedication has even drawn comparisons to the legendary work ethics of some of the greatest names in sports history.
All of her business, they're outlined in blue wax. And I'm like, oh yes, please tell me how sexualized you are. I mean, what are you gonna...
The idea of striking a balance between off-court appearance and on-court performance is not new. In fact, seasoned athletes and game legends have long cautioned younger athletes about the dangers of allowing digital among these speakers. Fame takes precedence over athletic growth. Few names are as well-known as Sue Bird's, who is known for her exceptional leadership and unwavering commitment to the sport. Bird's viewpoint is enlightening and depressing because she reminds us that, even though developing a personal brand is crucial, it should never come at the price of fulfilling one's primary duty on the court. Bird's counsel is straightforward but insightful. She emphasizes that an athlete's career is ultimately determined by their performance rather than the quantity of likes or retweets they receive off the court.
New coach who's going to give you a new look, new game plan. You've got another year with Aaliyah Boston, likely Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull. And then you've got the moves that the Fever can make in the offseason, whether it be...
Her comparisons to superstars like LeBron James, who are renowned for their hard ethic and discipline, have struck a deep chord, particularly in light of the continuous drama surrounding some of the most talked about players in today's sport. She emphasizes a timeless truth. Dedication to physical prowess and ongoing development is what really keeps a lengthy and significant career in professional sports going. Another powerful voice in this discussion is Shaquille O'Neal, who is well known for his larger-than-life demeanor and unparalleled on-court accomplishments. Shaq's criticisms are highly valued. In a recent commentary, he was forthright about the difficulties faced by players whose off-court distractions interfere with their on-court performance, citing legendary players whose rigorous training regimens left no room for complacency. Shaw's message is unambiguous.
Reese has a podcast. It's her vehicle to be a podcaster, right? Whatever Caitlyn ends up doing, it's the vehicle to get you to that point. So you always want to make sure that part doesn't fall off.
The voices of Sue Bird and Shaw offer a counterpoint to the glitz and glamour that occasionally predominates, and the foundation for long-term success is discipline, attention, and a reluctance to allow outside distractions to dilute the essence of one's game. Their advice echoes throughout locker rooms and training facilities, encouraging young athletes to stay grounded and never lose sight of the game that first brought them into the spotlight. The narrative surrounding modern athletes is that, Despite the instant gratification that the world of social media may offer, the true measure of a player's worth is etched into the countless hours of sweat, determination, and sacrifice on the court. For many athletes, the off-season has always been a period of introspection, development, and reorientation. It is an opportunity to concentrate on training, recuperation, and honing one's skills away from the pressures of competition. But in the current digital age, how one chooses to spend these months can reveal a lot about future priorities. On one end of the spectrum, we see high-profile red carpet appearances, media interviews, and a slew of contentious social media posts that have drawn attention from both fans and critics alike have dominated the off-season storyline for player Angel Reese. Her off-season adventure was anything but peaceful. Rather of withdrawing to a training camp to refine her abilities, she chose to participate in a series of